So welcome to Commissioner's Court. We're going to start with roll call. Commissioner Yower.
Here.
Commissioner Rosales is not here. Judge Schall's here. Commissioner Dupnick is not here. Commissioner Schindel
is here.
Please stand and join us in opening prayer and stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Heavenly Father, we ask for your guidance as we make decisions for the county today. We ask that you be with our friends and family before we travel on Memorial Day. And we ask that you be with our troops wherever they may be. In your name we pray, amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda is to discuss, approve, disapprove, allowing the Public Property Finance Act contract in regard to the purchase of CopSeek software and hardware, and authorize the county judge to execute the documents, which include the Public Property Finance Act contract, schedule of payments and early redemption value, incumbency certificate, certificate of acceptance, resolution, escrow agreement schedule, and information for tax and governmental obligations, and that's the sheriff.
Good evening, Judge. This
How are
is
you?
the contract that we first approved for CopSeek. I know
I heard just call, like right before we started, and you were still with the people, but he said that I know we'd given him the contract to be able to look his part over, and he says he says if we approve it, can we approve it pending the government contract to make sure that they put in the correct dates?
Okay, as far as
Yes. And so, like, we can approve it as written, but on that one page or that one piece that we approve pending government contract is correct. So if it's not correct, he had questions. Can we talk to you about that?
and I know we have like 20,000. Still makes it correct.
And so he said we could go ahead and approve it, but make sure that we make a note in the minutes that we're approving it pending government contract is correct. Because there's one other page that he wants to look at. So we can sign it, and if there was something we need to change, he wants to do a pending on it. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with y'all?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve item number 5 as written and add that
Pending government contract is correct.
right.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carries 3-0. I'll sign them all for you. And can I sign them right after this? Okay? We'll get that down. The next item on the agenda is to discuss, approve, disapprove, hiring a contractor to remove discarded building materials from County Road 326, Wofford's Crossing Bridge area in compliance with the San Antonio River Authority. I put that on there. I think that we all know that we have a issue at Wofford's Crossing Road where there have been some discarded hospital materials dumped in the river area. I got a bid from Liska Construction with a cleanup estimate to start immediately, which would be Monday if we can pass this. There's representatives from the River Authority here, and I have told them all that we would start as soon as possible. And the mistake is a mistake that the mistake made in the river is something that the river should not be suffering from. I know there's a lot of questions about cost, paying the cost, doing the cost, and I understand all those questions, and we are posting another meeting for Tuesday to discuss some of that. But the immediacy of the situation right now is getting this debris out of the water because we have no idea what's in the water. And the estimate comes in for the rubble removal, the tree removal, and the bank stabilization to correct the mistakes that have been made, $35,830. This is a bid from Liska Construction. I know, Pete, you've talked with Donnie, I've talked with Donnie. It's got, we don't have a choice, this stuff has to come out of the river. The estimated time for completion would be 10 working days, depending, and when Donnie wrote this, I think Donnie's also talked to Ronnie And this is going to be dependent on the San Antonio River Authority requirements and approval, and list the construction will work closely with their approval of phases of cleanup. Now remember, this is going to have to be a phased project because we're not going to pay somebody that comes as, a licensed construction person with the skills and the abilities that Donnie has to clean that mess up. It's still going to have to be removed. When Herb and I talked, there was not a lot to go forth on this. So I called Ross to help us with the resolution to determine what we needed to do for emerging, because we don't know how much this is going to cost. This is a start. And when we have a resolution to be able to start this project, again, the immediacy of the situation is to get this stuff out of the river. We don't know what's in the river. We don't know what's been deposited in the river, and it's got to come out. And in order for it to come out, it's got to be, we're going to have to amend the budget to be able to pay somebody at least a minimum of $35,830. This does not include hauling this debris off. This includes bringing it out of the river and up to the county road. From the county road, I don't know, I have not got that far. Like I said, the immediacy of the situation is to get the rubble and the debris and the trash out of the river. So I want you to turn the page, please. You'll see an email. Well, I had emailed Ross on this where it says, I needed some help of what to do because there's a procurement policy that we have to go through if this runs over so much, if it does so much. We don't have time right now to go out and advertise. If this, usually the procurement policy states over $50,000. We're hoping it doesn't run into that. But I'm giving you a best guesstimate because Donnie doesn't know exactly what he's going to have to do. I mean, if he gets in there and it's worse, it's going to cost more. If he gets in there and it's better, maybe he overshot the estimate. We don't know. We don't know what's down there. We don't know what's in there. And when he does that, some of this stuff, this rubble, has gone up under the tree banks. He's going to have to get those trees out and clean all that out where all this stuff has been dumped in the river. And then he's going to have to make sure that everything's stabilized where our citizens walk on the top. So that's why you'll see that the bid comes in at that price. There is a resolution that you can see where it tells us how we're going to have to go about doing this. It's a resolution of the Commissioner's Court. The only thing, and I will read it so everybody will know what it says if y'all want to hear it, but the only thing that we're going to have to look at in here is we are going to have to haul this stuff off or have it hauled off. And I know that there's numerous questions that come with that. I haven't got that far. Like I said, I'm still in the immediacy of the pulling it out of the river. There is a part somewhere where it says that this will be hauled off. I want to take that out of the resolution because Donnie is not hauling anything off. He's picking it up and putting it up top. We're going to have to get it hauled off still. Let's see. You know what, as I'm reading this to y'all, because I'm sure y'all are here because y'all want to know what it says. It says a resolution of the Commissioners Court of Karnes County, Texas, finding that the procurement of environmental remediation services is necessary to preserve the health and safety of county residents and county property, and finding that the procurement of such services falls within this discretionary exemptions granted by Local Government Code 262024, and finding compliance with Local Government Code 111010. It says, whereas the Texas Local Government Code 262024 sets forth discretionary exemptions available to a county for the purchase of certain items, including, and whereas the local government codes allow the county to avoid the general competitive bidding requirements in the case of a public calamity, if the prompt purchase is necessary to protect the citizens of the county or to preserve the property of the county. And whereas the local government code further allows the county to avoid the general competitive bidding requirements if a purchase is necessary to preserve or protect the public health or safety of the residents of the county. And whereas the local government code further allows a county to avoid the general competitive bidding requirements for services necessary because of unforeseen damage to public property. And whereas the local government code further allows a county to avoid the general competitive bidding requirements for personal or professional services. And whereas it has become to the attention of the Karnes County Commissioners Court that certain building debris, likely from the recent demolition of the Karnes City Hospital facility, has been deposited near the Walker's Crossing Bridge on County Road 326 and in or adjacent to the San Antonio River. And whereas the exact nature of the deposited debris is unknown, but may contain harmful building or medical materials. And whereas the Commissioners Court of Karnes County is concerned about the possible harmful effects of the situation on the environment and public health. Now therefore be it resolved by the Commissioners Court of the County of Karnes, Texas, that the Karnes County Commissioners Court finds that the deposit of a building debris near the Walker's Crossing Bridge, County Road 326, and within the vicinity of the San Antonio River constitutes a public calamity necessitating the purchase of environmental remediation services in order to protect the citizens of the county and the property of the county. The Karnes County Commissioners Court finds that procuring environmental remediation services to remedy the deposit of building debris near the Walford's Crossing Bridge, County Road 326, and within the vicinity of the San Antonio River is necessary to preserve the health and safety of the residents in Karnes County, as well as residents downstream. The Karnes County Commissioners Court finds that the emergency procurement of environmental remediation services is necessary because of unforeseen damage to public property. The Karnes County Court hereby authorizes the Karnes County judge to execute a contract not to exceed, the number we have to be put in there right now is $35,835 for the removal, inventory, and proper disposal of building debris. Where it says proper disposal, Donnie will do the removal and the inventory. He will tell us what is in there. So proper disposal, where it says and proper disposal needs to be crossed out. A building debris deposited in the vicinity of the Walford Crossing Bridge, County Road 303, that should say 326, it says 306, I'm correcting that, in the San Antonio River. And at the time the current budget was written and adopted, the Commissioners Court could not reasonably foresee the current situation. The remediation of the debris along and in the San Antonio River is a grave public necessity. Therefore, Commissioners Court authorizes an emergency budget amendment in the amount would be again the $35,835 and finds that such amendment meets the requirements of local government code.
All right, need a motion to adopt this resolution?
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion to adopt this resolution with the judge's read.
I'll second.
And so that would be to approve number 6 as written,
Yes.
and with the resolution for $35,830. Is that correct? That's the motion?
Yes.
Will you attach the, I'm Tracy, attach the bid to back that resolution, please?
That's called for the law.
Sir?
Is made and second. You will vote on it.
Oh, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries 3-0. To discuss, approve, disapprove, giving Commissioner Yauer and Commissioner Rosales the authority to assist in relocating the residents of the Joe Cruz family located behind the offices on the square. This authority will allow the Commissioners the ability to negotiate price and relocation expenses.
All right, we been talking about buying Joe's house for several years, and I discussed it with him last year and just stopped. So we asked James to do some work on his house, and James discussed it with him and said, well, why don't we just find you a place to live? We buy it for you. And Joe said, okay, I'm ready to talk about that. And I said, spending money here. So we are ready to look for a place that would be acceptable to him, and I have something in mind ready. And so we want to try to buy a place in our community and get this property.
What's the estimated cost?
It will be in the range of $100,000. I would say a maximum of $110,000. I think we can get something for that. It would be accurate.
That's so you can knock it down and make us a parking lot back there.
We can do something with whatever we need to do. Since now I have just about have planned really good parking lot, take the full 20 feet of the alley instead of just half of it. Have a little bit of parking lot for this point.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 7 of the agenda as read.
And I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries 3-0. The next item on the agenda is to discuss, approve, disapprove, giving Commissioner Yauer and Commissioner Rosales the authority to assist in relocating the residents of Joe Lloyd family near the proposed jail site. This authority will allow the Commissioners the ability to negotiate price and relocation expenses.
All right, there again, I've been talking to Mr. Malloy, and I asked him a couple weeks ago, well, would you consider relocating? He said, yeah. What do you have in mind? I said, well, we find a lot for you to move your house to, you consider that. Okay, I consider it. So, don't have a lot in mind yet. But he told me, when he was gonna ask about expenses, he told me, well, I owe $90,000 on the house. So, what we'll have to do is look for a lot and see if we can get a price to move his house to a lot, get the utilities all hooked up, see what that will cost, and see what the price will be. But there again, I estimate it could be, I'm not saying let's just pay off his note on his house plus move it. I'm not saying that. See if we can get his loan company to take the other lot and let him continue to make payments on his house. If we move it by a lot for him, etc. So, anyway, it could be quite a range in there, but there again, I think it'd be in the $100,000 range.
All right, I make a motion to approve item 8 on the agenda as it reads.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carries 3-0. Number 9 on the agenda is discuss, approve, disapprove allowing County Attorney Hancock to utilize funds from the special counsel line item to assist with jail documents and/or contracts. And the author's heard, he's not here. This is what we went over with him the other day, and the way it was written was a little awkward. So we helped him rewrite it, just authorize him the ability to be able to get counsel as needed to assist him with the contracts.
Okay, I know we discussed it understanding the contracts, and we've got a couple of them looked at, and he wants to get legal counsel to look over his shoulder. So I'll make a motion to approve item number 9 as written.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carries 3-0. Number 10 is the next item on the agenda is to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carries 3-0. The next meeting will be Tuesday at 1:30. Sheriff.